Sleep is not just rest. It's one of the most powerful biological processes in the human body. And yet, it's also one of the most ignored. Many people treat sleep like optional downtime, something you sacrifice when life gets busy. Work runs late. You scroll your phone in bed. You stay up to finish one more episode. And slowly, sleep becomes shorter. 6 hours, 5 hours, sometimes even less. At first, nothing dramatic seems to happen. You feel a little tired. Maybe you drink more coffee. But over time, something deeper begins to change. Your focus becomes weaker. Your mood becomes more unstable. Your cravings increase. Your metabolism slows. Your immune system weakens. Because sleep is not simply turning the brain off. While you sleep, your body is doing some of the most important work it performs all day. Repairing tissues, resetting hormones, organizing memories, cleaning waste from the brain, regulating metabolism, and coordinating dozens of biological systems. In fact, scientists increasingly believe sleep is one of the central regulators of human health. To understand why sleep is so powerful, we need to look at how sleep actually works. The first key system, controlling sleep, is something called the circadian rhythm. Your circadian rhythm is your internal clock. It operates on a roughly 2-4-hour cycle. This clock exists in a small region of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, and its job is to coordinate when your body should feel awake and when it should feel sleepy. The circadian rhythm is heavily influenced by light. When light enters your eyes, signals travel to the brain telling it that it's daytime. This suppresses a hormone called melatonin. Melatonin is often called the sleep hormone. When melatonin levels rise, the body begins preparing for sleep. Body temperature drops slightly. Alertness decreases. The brain begins transitioning toward rest. But when light exposure continues late into the evening, something interesting happens. The circadian clock becomes confused. Artificial lighting, phone screens, laptop displays, all of them send signals similar to daylight. The brain delays melatonin production, which means the body doesn't feel sleepy until much later. This is one of the reasons modern lifestyles often disrupt natural sleep patterns. But circadian rhythm is only the first layer of sleep science. The second layer involves sleep cycles. When people imagine sleep, they often picture it as a single continuous state. But sleep is actually made up of repeating cycles. Each cycle lasts roughly 90 minutes, and within each cycle, the brain moves through several different stages. The first stages are light asleep. Brain activity slows, muscles relax, your body begins transitioning away from wakefulness. Then comes deep sleep. This stage is sometimes called slow-wave sleep. During deep sleep, the body performs intense physical repair. Growth hormone is released. Cells repair damaged tissues. Muscles recover from daily activity. The immune system strengthens. This stage is particularly important for physical recovery. But sleep cycles also include another fascinating stage, REM sleep. REM stands for rapid eye movement. During REM sleep, the brain becomes extremely active. In fact, brain activity during REM can resemble wakefulness. This is the stage where most vivid dreaming occurs. But REM sleep has another important role, memory consolidation. Throughout the day, your brain collects enormous amounts of information, experiences, conversation, skills, emotions. During REM sleep, the brain reorganizes and stores these memories. Important information is strengthened. Irrelevant information is filtered out. This process is essential for learning and cognitive performance. In other words, sleep is not passive. It is an active neurological process. And when sleep becomes shorter or fragmented, these cycles become disrupted. Less deep sleep, less REM sleep, which means less recovery and less memory consolidation. But sleep influences far more than memory and recovery. It also plays a critical role in hormonal regulation. While you sleep, several important hormones are carefully balanced. One of the most important is growth hormone. Growth hormone supports tissue repair, muscle recovery, and cellular regeneration. Most growth hormone release occurs during deep sleep, which means insufficient sleep can reduce the body's ability to repair itself. Another hormone influenced by sleep is cortisol. Cortisol helps regulate stress and energy levels. Normally, cortisol rises in the morning to help you wake up, then gradually decreases throughout the day. But chronic sleep deprivation can disrupt this rhythm. Cortisol may remain elevated, leading to higher stress levels and difficulty relaxing. Sleep also strongly influences hunger hormones. Two hormones are especially important here, ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin signals hunger. Leptin signals fullness. When sleep is restricted, ghrelin levels tend to increase. Leptin levels decrease. The result is a powerful shift in appetite. People feel hungrier and less satisfied after eating. This is one reason sleep deprivation is strongly linked to weight gain. When people sleep less, they often eat more, not because they lack discipline, but because the biological signals regulating hunger have changed. Sleep also affects insulin sensitivity. Insulin helps move glucose from the bloodstream into cells. When sleep becomes chronically insufficient, insulin sensitivity can decrease, which makes it harder for the body to regulate blood sugar. Over long periods of time, this can contribute to metabolic disorders. In other words, sleep is deeply connected to metabolism. It affects how the body processes energy, how hunger is regulated, and how efficiently nutrients are used. This connection between sleep and metabolism explains why people who consistently sleep less often struggle with weight regulation. But sleep also influences something even more fundamental: brain health. During sleep, the brain activates a remarkable cleaning system. Scientists call it the glymphatic system. Throughout the day, normal brain activity produces metabolic waste, proteins and byproducts that accumulate between brain cells. During sleep, especially deep sleep, the brain begins clearing this waste. Fluid flows through brain tissue, washing away harmful buildup. This process is believed to be important for long-term neurological health. Without adequate sleep, this cleaning process becomes less efficient, which may contribute to cognitive decline over time. When you look at all these systems together, a powerful pattern emerges. Sleep regulates nearly every major function in the body: hormones, metabolism, memory, immune function, brain health, emotional regulation. And yet, despite this, sleep is often the first thing people sacrifice. Which brings us to an important question. If sleep is so critical, how can we improve it? The first step is stabilizing the circadian rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day helps synchronize the body's internal clock. This consistency strengthens the brain's sleep signals. Light exposure is another powerful factor. Morning sunlight helps anchor the circadian rhythm. Even 10 to 20 minutes of natural light in the morning can help regulate sleep timing. At night, reducing bright artificial light becomes important. Dimming lights, reducing screen exposure, allowing melatonin to rise naturally. The sleep environment also matters. Cool temperatures, dark rooms, minimal noise, all signal to the brain that it is time for rest. Caffeine timing is another factor many people overlook. Caffeine blocks a chemical in the brain called adenosine. Adenosine builds up during the day and creates sleep pressure. When caffeine blocks this signal late in the day, falling asleep becomes more difficult. Finally, daily movement plays a role. Regular physical activity can improve sleep quality, but intense exercise very late at night may delay sleep for some people. The goal is not perfection, it's consistency, because sleep is not something the body can fully compensate for later. You cannot truly catch up on months of sleep deprivation in a single weekend. But when sleep becomes regular and consistent, something remarkable happens. Energy stabilizes, focus improves, mood becomes more balanced, cravings decrease, metabolism functions more efficiently, the body begins operating the way it was designed to. Because sleep is not wasted time, it is the foundation that supports everything else in your life. Every system in the body depends on it. Every cell benefits from it. And once you understand what sleep is actually doing behind the scenes, it stops feeling like a luxury. It becomes one of the most powerful health decisions you make every single day.